What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is the series where I go into great detail with all of the important stats, as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Modern Warfare 3. And in today's episode, we're going to be moving on to the Holger 5.56 assault rifle. And starting it off as always, let's have a look at our damage profile, and with this gun, it's generally going to be a 4-shot kill. Like straight up, most of the time it doesn't matter what the range is or where in the body you're shooting them, it's just going to be a 4-shot kill. The only exception to this is in the minimum damage range, so long ranges, you have to mix at least one upper torso or arm shot, which by the way, just like with the MCW, our upper torso damage in this case applies anywhere to the arm as well. But at longer ranges, as long as you hit one of the bullets to the upper torso or arms, it's still going to maintain that 4-shot kill potential. So this is an incredibly consistent assault rifle in this game. And to top that off, just like with the MCW, headshots are very valuable with this gun. In the maximum damage range, all you have to do is mix one single headshot in with upper torso shots to cut that down to a 3-shot kill, which you don't typically see with a full auto gun in this game. As for our rate of fire, this is the slowest in the assault rifle category at 588 rounds per minute. But with a 4-shot kill, this still gives us a very impressive time to kill potential at 306 milliseconds. This is basically bang on average for assault rifles in the maximum damage range. And I also included the time to kill potential for a 5-shot kill at 408 milliseconds, but like I said, it's going to be fairly rare that you're ever going to get a 5-shot kill with this gun. It's almost always a 4-shot kill, unless you can mix that headshot in up close, in which case you can cut your time to kill potential down to 204 milliseconds, which is ridiculously fast for this game. Next, let's have a look at our ranges, and as we can see here, that maximum damage range is very impressive at about 37 meters. However, like I said, it's got a 4-shot kill potential to the body anywhere, at any range. Additionally, it's worth noting our bullet velocity is quite solid at 690 meters per second. It's not the best in the assault rifle category, but that's not bad by any means, and it generally shouldn't be a problem for you unless you're looking at like extremely long range gunfights. And then I also wanted to compare this with the ranges of the other assault rifles in the game, and as you can see there, this is one of the most impressive assault rifles when it comes to those range values. And then finally for ranges, let's have a look at hardcore game modes. And with this gun, it's a guaranteed 1-shot kill anywhere in the body at any range, as long as you're not shooting through some form of cover. So this is a very, very good gun for hardcore. After that, let's move into our Hipfire stats, and with this, our standard Hipfire while standing is just average for assault rifles at 2.6 degrees, whereas when we're moving, we are a bit below average, but at least better than the MCW at 7.5 degrees. Moving on, let's have a look at our recoil, and while the Holger isn't quite as accurate as the MCW, that gun really does shine. It is quite clear that the Holger is the second best Modern Warfare 3 full auto assault rifle when it comes to recoil. This is a very manageable recoil pattern. The first initial rounds kick basically straight upwards with a little bit of side-to-side bounce, and then eventually it starts curving a little bit to the right. But it is pretty gradual, and we don't have any like massive jumps or bounces with our recoil pattern, so I do consider this to be a fairly accurate and easy to control gun. After that, let's move into our handling stats, and our aim down sight time is a little bit below average for assault rifles at 260 meters per second. However, our sprint to fire time is fairly standard, although technically below average because we have some outliers that skew that, at 210 milliseconds for our standard sprint out time and 310 milliseconds for our tactical sprint out time. And then finally for the handling stats, our reload add time is 1.45 seconds, which is very good for an assault rifle. And then finally, for the base stats of this gun, let's have a look at our movement speeds. And our base movement speed is pretty much average at 4.8 meters per second. Our sprint movement speed's a bit below average at 5.5 meters per second. And our aim walking movement speed is a similar story. It's just a little bit below average, but not too out of the ordinary at 2.8 meters per second. So there we go. That is going to wrap it up for the base stats of the Holger 5.56. Generally speaking, very consistent gun, quite easy to use, and just a good all-arounder. Now let's move into some amazing attachment combinations I've got for you guys, and the first one is incredible. This is my accuracy build, and with this particular build, we're using the T51R billeted brake combined with the FTAC SP10 angled grip. These two attachments combine really, really nicely together if you're looking for incredible recoil control without really sacrificing much ADS speed. We also have the MWIII grip, and the primary reason for this one is it improves our flinch resistance, which is really nice for those long-range gunfights, which is what this is designed for. And we also have the RB Adel Assault stock, which is the one that helps quite a bit with recoil control. And then finally, of course, I've got an optic on this. I like the Mark III reflector. Use whatever optic you're comfortable with. But with this particular setup, you can see we have an extremely accurate gun on our hands. You can pick people off across the map just fine. Again, not quite as accurate as my MCW accuracy build, but it's up there. It can hold its own against that at range, especially due to its significantly better time to kill potential at range. And with this setup, we're not sacrificing too much of our aim down sight speed. It's still respectable for a long range build at 272 milliseconds. We lose a little bit of range, but honestly, range doesn't matter with this gun because it's going to be a 4-shot kill almost every single time anyway. And then, like I mentioned, our flinch resistance is a little bit better with this as well, so we can handle being shot at longer ranges while still maintaining our shot on target. So this right here, honestly, is probably one of the best builds in the entire game at the moment if you're just looking for that consistency combined with that accuracy. However, if you're looking for a bit more of a balanced build that maybe isn't quite as accurate, but it's better for getting around the map slightly more aggressively while still maintaining some accuracy, this is my balanced stealth build. With this, we've got the Cross-X short barrel, the Echo Line GS suppressor, so we can also stay off the radar with this one. We've got the XRK Edge BW4 hand grip. This one's great because it helps with our handling stats and our aim down sight stray speed, which is excellent. And then for our rear grip, we've got the intruder grip. And once again, I put that Mark III reflector optic on there. I'm not a huge fan of the iron sights of the Holger, so I like using optics on just about every build. And with this particular setup, we still got quite an accurate gun on our hands. Sure, it's not quite as accurate as the previous build, and I'm probably not going to be taking those cross-map gunfights as often, but it can still hold its own out to like medium-long ranges. We've got incredible handling stats for this. Our aim down sight speed's 223 milliseconds, which is competitive with SMGs. Our sprint out speed is also nicely improved. It's 177 milliseconds, not quite SMG level, but better than a typical assault rifle. And our aim walking movement speed is excellent at 3.3 meters per second, so you can strafe in gunfights very effectively with this setup. And like I said, this is just a great all-arounder. You're not really sacrificing much in order to gain all these handling benefits. We're also staying off the radar, so combine this with Ghost and you can flank super effectively. And I just really enjoy this particular setup if I'm looking for like maximum versatility with this gun. And then finally, let's get a little crazy here. This next one is a super niche build. I wouldn't recommend this as an all-arounder by any means, but it turns out you can make a very impressive SMG style build with the Holger 5.56. So with this one, we're using that Cross-X short barrel again. We've got the XRK Edge BW4 hand grip again, the Holger stockless mod, the 20-round mag, and then finally the Sack and Tread 40 muzzle just to get that recoil at least somewhat under control. And with this particular build, yes, you've got a lot of recoil. You don't want to be challenging gunfights beyond like medium range. Treat this like an SMG. But with this, our aim down sight speed is very good at 222 milliseconds. Our sprint out time is incredible at 89 milliseconds. This is faster than most of the SMGs in the game. Our movement speed is faster than every SMG in the game at 5.8 meters per second. And our aim walking movement speed is insane as well at 4 meters per second. And especially if you can combine that with stalker boots, that's absolutely insane for our aim walking speed. So you can strafe around like crazy and just be dodging shots by strafing back and forth. And while yes, you only have a 20-round magazine, like I said, this gun is a consistent 4-shot kill even with this particular build. So even with a 20-round mag, you're not burning through it way too quickly, and you get improved reload speed with this anyway, so you can reload that in just 1.33 seconds. So this actually makes for a very impressive, aggressive rushing build. I know it looks ridiculous, and I know, of course, it's not a very versatile setup. But if you're just using it for pure aggression, this is actually better than many of the SMGs in the game. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's gun guide on the Holger 5.56. As for my thoughts on this gun, I think it's one of the best guns in the game. I'd say it's a top 5, maybe even a top 3 gun in the game right now. It's just so incredibly consistent, it's accurate, easy to handle, and I really don't have anything bad to say about this gun. It's just good in every way, and therefore, if you guys haven't tried this out yet, make sure you do. I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised with it. Now, of course, those are just my opinions on the Holger 5.56, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this gun in those comments down below. Also, please let me know which assault rifle you'd like me to cover for the next episode of this series, and if you guys missed the first episode on the MCW, I will have a link to the playlist in the description down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.